Hello everyone, this is Eflex and welcome back to another A Producer's Approach video. In this video we're going to be looking at Arshand's song Game 7 released on Argofox. So if you guys haven't seen these videos in the past, I break these videos down into three different parts. I have an intro backstory section, then a breakdown analysis section, and then lastly an outro section. So in this video we're going to be looking at Arshand's more recent song Game 7. So Arshand is a artist on Argofox. I think he's released music within at least the last couple years, or at least last year, I want to say. He makes a lot of tutorial videos on his own main channel, and he's been kind enough to leave comments on my channel and I leave comments on his channel because actually his tutorial videos are pretty useful. Even though I don't use FL Studio, he had this one about chord progressions which was really good. Made me think, because I like to make chord progressions in music, but I don't think I do it as well as him. So that definitely was like a learning point for me. But yeah, he does some, live mixes or recorded mixes of him live on his rooftop or in his building in, I think, New York or something like that, which is really cool scenery. I wish I could do that, but my scenery around here and just the situation isn't conducive for that. So it's really cool to see him doing that. But I thank him for all the support that he's left on the comments on my videos. So this is kind of like my video paying it forward to him for leaving all the comments on my video. I decided to go with his song Game 7 because I like his song. I believe the Sky is Beautiful or something, or Beautiful Sky. I can't remember what the name off the top of my head, but this song, I don't know, has like a really good vibe. And then Game 7 is something I know as a sports fan. I'm a big NBA basketball fan. My team's the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, so I know what Game 7s are kind of like. So anyways, to going back to music, this is like his take on making Future House, which again Jinx Bros made, but I don't know too much about it. So Arshand, if you do watch this video, if I leave anything out, just feel free to comment below and let me know what I missed in this breakdown. So this is Arshand's song Game 7, released on Argofox pretty recently, and let's get into the video. Alright, so there's like that kind of 8-bit sound. I'm not exactly sure what Arshand used for that. That was really cool. There's like a piano sound. There almost is like a pad that's introduced later, but that transitionary percussion sound is pretty cool. Reminds me again of like a trailer kind of, I don't know, kind of like a reverse kick or like a really big, huge thematic snare of some sorts. And then I like how the percussion that kind of comes in after that transitionary percussion sounds almost like snapping, like a percussion kind of like a snap, which is really cool. Sounds a little more organic than I guess some hi-hats, are a little more unique, I guess, than just using hi-hats like I normally do in my music. So that's really cool. It gives this kind of, almost want to say like Middle Eastern almost type music vibe, or something like Egyptian. I don't know, it has that type of vibe with this song. So let's keep going. Alright, so there was the kind of higher pluck that was going on, that was introduced in this section. Then the sub bass is kind of playing along with the bass section, and then there was kind of like an ARP almost playing in the background. I don't exactly know what that sound was. Can't really clearly define what it is. If you know Arshand, definitely leave it down below, but I hear something kind of in the background. It almost sounds like an ARP. But it's kind of nice how, you get the plucks kind of coming in, and then that kind of movement of the bass and the sub bass almost like, which is really cool. And just overall, you know, that what I said, like it has that kind of Egyptian, Middle Eastern type vibe to the song, which is really cool. So it has that kind of future house, really plucky sounds really going on. So I think this is the build. If I missed anything else, just let me know in the comments. So let's keep going. All right, so there was a snare build. There was some kind of laserish bloop sounds to kind of build up as risers. What I noticed about this build is like the snare is going through a filter, and like it goes, I guess, like halfway through the filter, and then there's another snare to kind of that's not filtered that kind of comes in, and then the snare being filtered, being as the build up kind of comes back in, which is really cool. That's a nice kind of transitionary build up thing. I never even thought of using like a full sounding snare while the other snare is building up. The pads or chords are kind of playing in the background, slowly being filtered. I think there was a little white noise, or at least some kind of VFX towards the end to kind of, you know, give the tension in the build up. And then basically I think a lot of the sounds are going through like a high pass filter, kind of filtering out, and then there's a kind of breath of air with this kind of 8-bit sound, which is really cool, and then the drop hits, which is going to be really cool. So overall, really cool build up. I like the kind of transitionary, like that snare right in the middle of the build up, kind of just to break and then kind of build up again, which is really cool. Never really heard many songs do that, so that's a technique I'll definitely keep in my head. Alright, so that was the first drop. Man, it was really hard not to bob my head that whole time. That is a sound, like those aggressive plucks in that drop are really good. It's like a totally different vibe than, you know, the beginning with the more kind of Middle Easternish or Egyptian type sounding plucks. Like it just goes like really like heavy and more aggressive tone to the pluck. So the percussion's pretty traditional in terms of like a kick and a snare. There were nice different transitional kind of snare sounds in there, or it might have been a kick and a clap action and a snare kind of coming in as well. If it was a clap, then it was like a normal clap. If it was a snare, it was like a higher pitch snare, almost in a sense, where it didn't have a lot of low frequency. But what I noticed was the pluck playing kind of as the main focus. And then there's almost like a string pad sound just playing the root note or the root chord kind of in the background to give some extra flow. And then there's a lot of different uses of like, I guess maybe filtering or something to that effect to transition within the drops. At the end of certain phrases, there's like kind of different transitions or gaps of space, which is really cool. And the pacing is just really nice. So overall, really great drop. I'll try and notice more in the second drop because, you know, I was just trying not to bop my head this whole first drop. So, yeah, let's keep going into this transition, which is more like calm and has that 8-bit sound. So let's keep going. All right, so basically there's the kind of quiets out after the first drop and the kind of 8-bit sound is playing, and then after that there's like a VFX, and then the kind of piano plays along with that 8-bit being some like kind of reverbed or having some delay. I don't know what that 8-bit sound is, but it's really good. and it's pretty similar to how it built up in the intro build section, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he made that kind of 8-bit sound, but that sounds really cool. I like the integration of that kind of with the more kind of Egyptian, Middle Eastern kind of piano sound and pluck sound. That's a nice combo I never thought would mix, so good job, rshand. Let's keep going. Alright, so in this section, I don't know if I noticed before, there actually is percussion that comes in. To me, I heard it kind of halfway through this kind of break section where like some percussion kind of comes in, like a little bit of hi-hats and then like a clap, but it's like really low and you kind of hear that. Either a clap or a snare, I'm not exactly sure, but I just kind of like how the plucks were playing, and then the movement of the bass, as you can see, like around here, like it kind of moves up and down. Like that's a really nice effect that I like when artists do that. Personally, I don't know how to do that. Would love to know how to do that. Probably need to look it up or something along those lines, but I always like it when artists have that kind of bass movement on the bottom, and you can see it like on the spectrum analyzer, like in this video. Like it just looks cool too, and it sounds cool, so that's really cool. So, but other than that, the section here was pretty similar to the intro kind of break section, so let's keep going. Alright, so that build up was pretty similar, nothing too different there, kind of the same transitionary VFX and kind of the same kind of build for the build up, or structure I would say. And yeah, hey, if it works, it works. I mean, I don't that's what I would say. I do that all the time, so you know, if the same one works the first time, it should work the second time. So let's get into that second drop. Alright, so that's Arshand's song Game 7, and we'll back up a little bit into the drop. So the drop was pretty similar to the first drop. Just the sound that I noticed this time around is there's also the 8-bit kind of blooping sound in the background within this drop. I think I missed that in the first drop, but it's pretty cool because I think I heard that comes in, that's like throughout the whole drop, but then the strings kind of come in a little bit after the drop starts. So that kind of 8-bit bloop is kind of in the background, just playing the whole time. And it does sound more like a clap in the kind of percussion. Sounds like there's some hi-hats too that I missed, I think, in the first part of in the first drop. I missed hearing that, so I think I heard it this time. But the structure of the song is a little bit different than, you know, other house songs where they have the 15-30 second to a minute intro and outro, which is nice. It's a shorter song, which isn't always bad. If you take out that structure of a lot of the traditional house songs, they end up only being about what, 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes long anyways. So that extra 15 second, 30 second or minute intro and outro adds like a lot to the song. So overall, this song's really good. I mean, Rshand outdid himself with the song. At least to me, it has a really nice upbeat feeling. Definitely catches the vibe of like a Game 7. Like I want to listen to this in a Game 7. Like, dude, if they played this at a Game 7 like in an arena, like I feel like everyone would get really hyped or something. But I do like the points I guess I want to take away from the song that I do like are the transition builds. That's really nice. Like Like that build up snare and that transition snare in the build up was really nice. That pluck sounds really good in the drop. Like, ooh, that incorporation between the 8-bit and the plucks and the piano throughout the whole song, kind of matching that kind of Egyptian Middle Eastern music vibe with the 8-bit, incorporating those two together is really unique. I haven't heard that before. And the structures of the song is really nice, and the kind of bass movement, those techniques are really nice. So overall, this is Arshand's song Game 7. Thanks to Arshand again for leaving comments on my videos. I hope to do more videos of your music soon, and I hope to do more Argofox releases soon. But this was just one that I was like, wow, this is really good, and Arshand's been leaving a lot of comments, so I figured I'd just pay it forward like I did with Jinx Pro, and do an APA video for his song. And the song's really good. I recommend listening to Arshand's music or his mixes or watching his tutorial videos. He's pretty knowledgeable in those fields. In terms of the tutorial videos and the mixing videos, I could learn a little bit from him with me doing mixes myself. So anyways, this is Arshand's song Game 7 on Argofox. I hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment if you want to, and subscribe if you'd like. Definitely helps me out with this channel. Share this song with anyone you know. And Arshand, if you have any other comments or things I missed within the song, just leave it down in the comment section. Or if you guys have any questions for Arshand, just leave it down in the comment section. All right, have a good one, everyone. Peace.